there at the front of my year 6 classroom, handing out these reading comprehension sheets onto the tables. The children were at playtime, break time. They were just filtering back in. And there was one child in particular that found it really difficult to regulate their emotions. And this little boy came in, and hands in the air, shouting, books were flying, pens were flying, chairs were flying. And this was something that I dealt with so many times in my career, particularly at that school, in that context. Yeah, wow. But something in that moment just sort of snapped. And like you say, it was basically, I hadn't been listening to my body. I had been burying myself in work as a distraction from these different things. And basically my body was trying to communicate that I'm here, I'm keeping score. You're piling this pressure on. You're not taking a break. You are not listening to your basic human needs. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not feeding yourself well. You're not getting time and space from work. You're not talking about these events that are happening in your life. And it was basically trying to tell me, look, I'm keeping score here. And it very much did. So this child came in, and in that moment, I essentially had this huge panic attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack at the time. It was sort of mid-20s, hadn't experienced one. And it was just this whole event. I was convinced I was having a heart attack, pains shooting up my arm, sweat dripping down my head, thought I was going to pass out. And in that moment, my main concern was, oh my goodness, I'm going to scare the children. That was genuinely, I was like, if I drop dead now, because I was convinced I was having a heart attack, if I drop dead now, I'm going to traumatize the children. That was genuinely the main concern in my mind. Cut a very long story short,
That's such a teacher thing to do, isn't it, though?
Yeah, just pure self-sacrifice.
It's purely like, I can't take time off, or I can't do this because I don't want to impact the kids. And it's a noble and selfless profession, but that, as I think you experienced, and so many have experienced, that can come at the detriment. But what happened after that? Like that, it's incredible.
Yeah. So I was there having this panic attack. I didn't know it was a panic attack. A long story short, I basically had to leave the classroom. Someone came in and covered me very, very last minute. And I was seen by the assistant head and kind of sat with them for a while. And again, these symptoms started to kind of dissipate a little bit. I was sent home. I definitely shouldn't have driven myself home, but I did. And then I was seen by, so in the UK, we have, I think it's 111, the number we call. So it's a non-emergency medical number. It turns out if you say to the people on the end of the line that you have chest pains, they send a paramedic, no questions asked, even if you, as I've realized, even if you beg them not to. I was very embarrassed by all this. Suddenly these symptoms have kind of dissipated a little bit, but they send a paramedic. So there I was, again, I just moved home. So I was in my parents' house, having the dots on my chest and the ECGs and the tests and the consultations. They basically said, you seem fine now, but you need to go to the hospital. 24 hours in A&E, blood tests, consultations, ECGs, all the physical and kind of, I guess, psychological chats there with the consultations. And just been seen by a doctor at the end of the day. And he said, look, this is chronic stress and anxiety. That was a panic attack. And other than cutting down my 6 coffees a day down to 2, he also advised that maybe I sought some other support in terms of obviously changing my professional life, maybe some therapy or counseling. And then I went on to get some coaching as well, which then sparked my passion and interest in all of this.